SpaceX is reportedly targeting a valuation of $1.75 trillion. That would make it worth more than the entire economy of Saudi Arabia and position it among the most valuable companies in the world. The company is also expected to raise around $75 billion through its public offering, potentially making it the largest IPO in history, larger than Saudi Aramco's record-breaking debut and bigger than the public offerings of companies like Alibaba, Meta, Visa, and many major Chinese banks. But what makes this story even more surprising is that SpaceX is no longer presenting itself primarily as a space company. According to its IPO filing, SpaceX sees itself as an artificial intelligence company. Today, SpaceX is responsible for the vast majority of cargo launched into orbit. Its Falcon rockets have transformed the economics of spaceflight through reusability, allowing boosters to land and fly again multiple times. No other company currently operates at the same scale. SpaceX also runs Starlink. Starlink provides high-speed internet across much of the globe and has become one of the fastest-growing telecommunications platforms ever created. These two businesses, launch services and satellite connectivity, help explain why SpaceX's valuation has risen so dramatically over the past decade. But investors are not being asked to buy the company it is today. They're being asked to buy the company SpaceX believes it can become. One of the biggest surprises in the filing is where the company is investing its money. While SpaceX continues to spend billions on rockets, satellites, and exploration, an increasing share of capital is flowing into artificial intelligence infrastructure. That includes data centers, AI computing capacity, and assets connected to xAI. In fact, the filing suggests that AI has become one of the company's primary strategic priorities. The company appears willing to sacrifice short-term profitability in exchange for long-term dominance in AI. Another major feature of the IPO is governance. The proposed structure would give Elon Musk roughly half of the company's ownership while maintaining overwhelming voting control. This is unusual, but not unprecedented. Founders like Mark Zuckerberg at Meta, Larry Page, and Sergey Brin at Google, and the founders of Snap all used structures that concentrated voting power. The difference here is scale. SpaceX would become one of the most valuable companies in history while remaining largely under the direction of a single individual. For supporters, that ensures long-term vision, but may also create a significant concentration of power. Starlink remains one of the most important pieces of the SpaceX story. However, as the customer base expands, average revenue per user is declining. This is a common pattern in telecommunications. As companies scale, they often lower prices, enter new markets, and accept lower margins to accelerate adoption. Perhaps the most revealing section of the filing is SpaceX's view of its addressable market. SpaceX believes the largest part of its future business will come from artificial intelligence, not rockets. That may be the most important takeaway from this entire stock market launch. Despite the AI pivot, SpaceX remains unmatched in space transportation. The company has repeatedly demonstrated great capabilities like reusable orbital rockets, high launch frequency, large-scale satellite deployment, and deep space mission capability. A Falcon 9 booster can be reused many times, dramatically reducing costs. Future systems like Starship aim to lower launch costs even further. If successful, Starship could fundamentally change what is economically possible in space. That includes lunar missions, Mars exploration, and potentially entirely new industries beyond Earth. Actually, one of the most ambitious details in the filing involves Mars. The compensation structure reportedly includes massive stock awards tied to extraordinary milestones. Among them is the long-term goal of establishing a self-sustaining settlement on Mars. That may sound like science fiction, but SpaceX has always operated on timelines and objectives that most companies would never attempt. Whether those goals are achievable is a separate question. The important point is that SpaceX is asking investors to fund something that extends far beyond traditional business metrics. SpaceX may be the most ambitious company ever created. It dominates commercial spaceflight. It operates the world's largest satellite internet network. It is investing aggressively in artificial intelligence, and it is openly pursuing goals that include Mars colonization and space-based computing infrastructure. The thing is no longer whether SpaceX can build rockets. It already proved that. The question is whether it can justify one of the largest valuations in history while simultaneously becoming a leader in artificial intelligence. If it succeeds, it could redefine multiple industries. If it fails, it may become one of the most expensive experiments ever attempted. Either way, this is no an ordinary stock listing.